What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. I got a new camera just for the purpose of YouTube because I was a little bit frustrated with the quality that I was just getting through the older camera. For some reason it kept getting pixelated and I just don't like that. So I hope these videos are going to be sharper and enjoy. But for today we are going to be looking at a group that I have not looked at yet, and that's called Kingdom. I'm not sure what the title of this song is, but it is in the title of this video. If you do want to tell me what it is and what it stands for, please tell me, put it in the comments, and I would just say let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into Kingdom with their song that I sadly just don't know how to pronounce. Alrighty, let's get right into the video. I already heard that this is supposed to be like the Middle Ages of Korea and they're trying to, you know, recreate those scenes. I don't even know who Kingdom is, if it's a soloist or a group, but I have a hint from somewhere that it is going to be a group. Let's have a look. Isn't this the same location that we saw with several groups actually? You know, Daeshiwa, for example, also great song. I like this location a lot. I have a feeling this is a complete film set that people just use. Also, let's go back actually a little bit. So I actually enjoy this shot a lot. It is beautifully themed. You know, you have this very dark grayish colors in the background with a little bit of a blue tint. You know that it has a bit of a dramatic touch to it. It's amazing what colors can do to a scene. You know, they can really set the tone of everything. And in fact, there's two things that are important to me when it comes to setting a tone. It's the music, the sound effects in the background, but it's also just the color grade. The color grade holds a very hard importance, and that's why color grading is a skill that you should just not underestimate. It's very important, very difficult to get it 100% correct, but it is a very important factor as well to the video. Before we continue, I actually just want to say that I actually enjoy the colors that are just being pulled through the entire video. Let's go back a little bit here. That gray tone, that bluish tone is still there everywhere, and it's very nice. But also the shots, if you look at them, they're not very explicit. They don't tell too much. For example, here we just have a couple of people running through a gate. Like literally, there was only 4 people. You like imagine, it feels as if many people are storming through those gates. Here again, we have 3 people in scene. But it feels massive. You have to think about it. Only with 3-4 people, you can make a scene look so much bigger than what it is. It's fantastic. There's something that I noticed at the beginning of this video I just want to touch point on. I don't know if this is my monitor, but there's a lot of grain going on, and it could purely be because they filmed this at nighttime. Filming at night is always just so difficult. I thought this was a girl, but I guess not. Like, I don't know who he's trying to be. I think he's portraying a princess, maybe. That could be. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Are they playing the roles of all the people within this kingdom? I love these elements, you know, on clothes. It's something about moving elements in videos that just makes them so much more attractive. For example, here you have these elements dangling down, you know, from his hat. And even though they don't move a lot, it's still small little elements that, you know, jiggle around a little bit, and it just make the scene look a little bit more alive. It's an important detail to remember. Or here, for example, all those elements on the hats. It's small, but they're moving with the scene. It just fills up the scene with a little bit more of a movement. Very nice. Oh, nice transition. As if it was an ink drawing. A little bit of a fun fact here, actually. This transition that you see here, I don't know if it's a transition, but this overlay with 2 people or 2 scenes on top of each other, I learned this back in 2018. I've never understood why I started doing it, but it was just that it's amazing how you can overlay 2 elements so that people can see one scene and the next scene both happening at the same time, and it's just fantastic, you know, to see. It's fantastic to see 2 different scenes. It's simple, like, don't get me wrong. It's nothing more than, you know, layering 2 layers on top of each other, you know, change a little bit with the transparency. That's really it, but it really creates a very nice effect. You still have to come to the idea to generate this. Sometimes less is literally more. That was a really cool transition. I have not seen a transition like that for a long time, where basically the smoke becomes a transition point. So here we have some, I don't know if this is artificial smoke, but most likely it is. And then it becomes a next scene right after that. Really, really cool transition. And also they have real smoke on set, so it blends very nicely together. That's how it should be. You should always make sure that if you do a transition with smoke, make sure that there's also smoke on set. So it's just a little bit, a little bit more realistic with the entire set and what you see. Man, filming in these super bright conditions, like sunny weather, just sucks. It's annoying, it's bright. I remember when we saw with Taman, and I think it was Idea, he was also filming in a very sunny day. You could basically see his eyes squinting all the time, like this, because bright days just suck. They are just terrible. And always make sure that the people don't look into the sun. Like, it's actually amazing that he has his eye open here, because it looks really, really bright. Can I just actually give hats off that they're not using any face softening throughout the entire MV so far, at least that I didn't notice it. It's beautiful. I'm so happy more people are doing this. Yeah, this is 100% the same location as Daishiwa with Sugar. Very simple transitions. But I like them, it's just being consistent. In the last days, actually weeks, aka months, I've actually considered to stop making my own transitions, and I actually just get them from other people now. It's, transitions tend to be made already, if you're looking for something unique, there is a chance that it's already made. It just takes a lot of time to make very unique transitions, and it has nothing to do with laziness. You just have to use your resources accordingly. If I'm really looking for something unique and I cannot make it, I'll make sure that someone is able to recreate the idea that I have in my mind. Very important that you use other people's resources as well. You have specialists everywhere. I like the colors. It reminds me a little bit of the Power Rangers. A little bit of a shame here with the instruments, and the reason why I just skipped it is because I just didn't pay attention to it. But when we looked at, for example, some Shiny videos, they had exactly the same problem. When you hear an instrument, okay, so here we have this massive gong, but luckily with the gong, you actually do have this bong. So now you'll hear this bong, But here you now have this instrument, and I don't really hear the sound. At least the tones that they're playing doesn't match with the music. I don't know what tone comes out of the instrument. Is it the screeching sound? Like, it really could be that the screeching sound is coming from this instrument. I don't think so. I think it's like a harp or something similar. I would presume. I'm not an expert, of course, with all instruments, but it is, again, a string instrument, and there is no whistle or anything attached to it. So where is this sound? It would have been nice if they incorporated this somehow throughout the song. And also you have so many people playing it, so they could have been nice. Clean, with the sword and the effect on top of it. Let me actually have a look at that again, though. I want to make sure that I saw it correctly. So here we have a sword, and then it goes on fire somehow, and then it's gone. Okay, so there are some elements, that I like. I like when things are being tracked correctly. Let's just look at it to see how correct it actually is. So it comes through, and then it has like a fire slash attack, and then the fire dies off. Okay, that's clean. You can actually see the fire dying off here. Like it goes from a lot of fire to a little bit of fire, reduces even more, and then it's gone. Well done. Normally people would just ignore it and just go from big to big, and then it just disappears randomly. This is really good. Good for them. Maybe though with this shot, and again, that's only because I have experience in it, maybe they could have actually put the fire on, the sword on fire here, purely because when you put it in the element itself, you know, it will turn off because there is no oxygen there. Maybe they could have done that to make it look a little bit more realistic. Who knows? I like to always push my limits with people. I always believe that it is possible, but it also might just be an issue, you know, with where they're filming. They just don't want fires there for whatever reason. They don't want to burn down the location, which makes sense, of course. The camera is really hectic though. It really wants to move non-stop. But from what I see, the people that carry this MV are literally the editors. They really made sure that all the transitions are top notch. Reusing some of the older scenes. And it's really clever what they did here. You know, they gave us a little bit of a tease, you know, at the beginning, and now we see those scenes again. So now we're going to see the reveal of what is actually happening. Some generic scenes with horses and fighting. Still add some volume, you know, to the entire MV. What's with the, that's, you know, everything looks great until this, this CGI bird. Like, this still looks fine. It actually comes from behind the building and then it goes over the building, which is cool. But here it just looks completely out of proportion. Like, in front of the building and behind the building, it just looks really big. But here it just is like a little bit awkward. I want to see the lighting though here. I want to see if they hit the lighting, you know, according to how the bird moves. Let's have a look. Okay, here it is. So the bird is coming from behind, but if you look at the lighting, it's somehow coming from the left side, which is a little bit weird, like the orange tint. But once they go over, they added some effect, but I actually think this is actually the lighting from the bird rather than from the what's on scene. Not the strongest CGI, but then again, you can't blame them. You know, CGI is generally so expensive that if they all of a sudden wanted to make this bird so realistic in the entire video, it's just going to be expensive. It's going to pull maybe 50% of their budget just to make a golden bird look more birdy, if I can say it like that. Is that actually the entire MV? Oh no, we actually got some more. Okay. Some fairy tale. What was he drinking? Blood? Red wine? Hard to say, but it didn't look like wine or blood. It's always funny, you know, with what people drink on set. I'm always curious what they drink, but is it like apple juice, like pear juice? But like, what fruit is red? Strawberry juice? I don't really know. I love these kind of videos as well. When I was filming in Korea, my shots looked exactly, very similar. I don't want to say exactly like this, but very similar. Same color tones, a little bit of a purple tint to it. It really fits Korea, especially in these older locations. What's with the color tones, actually? Why are they wearing very feminine colors? Like, are they trying to say something here or not? I'm just curious. Like, I don't have a problem with the clothing. Like, I like them a lot, but they're very bright, you know, compared to the story. They're very bright, a little bit feminine, and also with the female outfit all of a sudden. Like, for example, that we saw, I think it was here. Is this a female outfit? I can't really say. I don't know Korean culture, especially in this segment. If you do know the answer, leave it in the comments below. But yeah, guys, this is Kingdom with the song that I just don't know how to call it. Again, I don't speak Korean. I bet I could translate it, but I prefer that you guys actually tell me what it is, because I don't want to, you know, get the wrong idea here. I want to say that this video is actually quite exciting. It's nice to see a new group with young talented kids trying to create or recreate a scene from the past. It's very challenging, and I know that with smaller groups, it's quite challenging purely frustrated because they just don't have the budget for it. But what they did with the entire MV is quite remarkable. They made the most of all the locations, they made the most of everything they could hold their hands on, and it looks really, really nice. And on top of that, they told a very good story within 4 minutes. Now, the ending, I'm not really sure what that is about. Is there maybe another video that talks a little bit more about the fairy tale world? I cannot really say, but maybe you guys can explain that to me in the comments below, of course. Like I already said throughout the entire video, or actually just once, is that this video is purely carried by the editors. The editors did a fantastic job in making sure that all the transitions, all the cuts, everything fits nicely together. And I just want to say hats off to them. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy today's video, then all you have to do is make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next videos. And of course, don't forget to put your recommendations down below on what you want me to look at next. It could be from this group. Make sure to write the song names in the comments below, and I'll make sure to check them out as well. See you then.